Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Shalom, Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya.
The Honorable Bahri Hanif Rias Wibowo, Chairperson of Labma Scientific Fair 2024, Muhammad Rafli Ferdiansyah, Director of the Laboratorium Mahasiswa, Miss Latifatul Laili, SPC, MC, Psikolog, the Head of Personality Development and Welfare Division at Universitas Islam Indonesia.
Associate Professor Dr. Rosmini Omar, today's speaker presented the role of green business in strengthening global economic resilience in the Society 5.0 era to achieve the SDGs. Mr. Ganjar Fadilah, SSE, MSE, PhD, today's speaker presented optimizing the role of green chemistry in environmental preservation to support the achievement of the SDGs. Also, we are proud to have all the seminar participants with us today. Distinguished guests, we extend praise and gratitude to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, for it is only by His grace that we can gather here at International Seminar Labma Scientific Fair 2024.
Blessings and peace be upon to our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. May we all receive his intercession on the day of judgment. Amin.
Once again, we would like to say welcome to the International Seminar with the theme Warung Spesial Sambal SS.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we begin, allow us to introduce ourselves. I am Prayoga and my partner
Husnul as a master of ceremony who will guide you through today's event from start till the end. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the rundown for today's agenda. The first, opening. The second, singing of Indonesia Raya and hymne Universitas Islam Indonesia.
The third, welcoming speeches. The fourth, main session.
And the last, closing. Let us begin today's event by reciting Basmalah together. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Ladies and gentlemen, moving to the next agenda. We will now sing Indonesia Raya followed by hymne Universitas Islam Indonesia.
We kindly request everyone to stand. Ladies and gentlemen, you may now be seated. Next, we will proceed with the welcoming speech from the chairperson of Labma Scientific Fair 2024, Fahri Hanif Rais Wibowo. The stage is yours.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Distinguished guests, honorable speakers, respected invitees, participants of the seminar, and everyone present today. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillahirrabbilalamin, wabihi nasta'in ala umur dunya waddin, wassalatu wassalamu ala ashrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin, wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Amma ba'du. First and foremost, let us express our gratitude to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for His blessing and grace until we gather here at International Seminar. Second, may peace and blessing for our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Allahumma sholli ala Muhammad, as our role model, and he bring us from the darkness to the likeness of knowledge. This seminar is a part of Labma Scientific Fair 2024, successfully held yesterday. I want to thank to all partners, our sponsor, and the entire organizing committee for their hard work and dedication is making this event possible. Your support and cooperation has been invaluable. Today's seminar highlights two essential themes. One, the role of green business, the strengthening global economic resilience in the Society 5.0 era to achieve the SDGs. The second one, optimizing the role of green chemistry in environmental preservation to support the achievement of SDGs. These themes highlight the critical need for sustainable practice and business in business and science. Green business can help create a strong economy. May this event bring.
Thank you, Fahri Hanif, for the speech. Next, we invite the Director of Laboratorium Mahasiswa, Muhammad Rafli Ferdiansyah, to deliver his remarks. The stage is yours.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillahirrabbilalamin. Wabihi nasta'inu ala umur dunya waddin. Assalatu wassalamu ala ashrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin. wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in amma ba'du. First, let's thank to God Allah who has giving us mercy and blessing until we can meet together in this beautiful place. Secondly, peace and salutation always be to our Prophet Muhammad SAW, who has brought us from the darkness to the lightness, like this time with knowledge. Okay, my beloved brother and sister who have attended in this GKU today. First, Honorable Mrs. Swati Fatul Ayui as representative for Student Development Council of UEE, Mr. Ganjar Fadilah as speaker today, and all of committee who have responsibility to make this agenda successfully. Okay, maybe yesterday you have presented all of your competition in front of judges, and you have go around UAE. Yesterday, you went to temple, Kimpuan Temple, and you went to every side of UAE. And today is the last agenda of Labma Scientific Fair is seminar. As we know, in this agenda, there are two keywords from this seminar. The first word is green, and the second is SDG. As we know, we are a student, mahasiswa student marked as agent of change. And then we have a responsibility to make a change, not only in Indonesia, not only in our country, but in the world, like that. Indonesia has a target to achieve all of SDG point in 20 and 30. And based on data, Indonesia has achieved 62% of that points. It means there is 15 years left of us to make a change and help Indonesia to achieve that point. As we know, as I said before yesterday, we are student. Gen Z is agent of change. We must make a change. We are ready tomorrow. Maybe in here there is a future president, maybe there is future minister, future researcher, like that. So we are a student has responsibility to make a change like that. Maybe until here what I can deliver to you all. Pardon me all of my mistake. The last I say, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Rafli Ferdiansyah, for your remarks. Following that, we will hear a speech from the head of Personality Development and Welfare Division at Universitas Islam Indonesia, Ms. Latifatul Laili, ASPSI, MC, Psikolog. Ms. Laili, the stage is yours.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Honorable speakers, Associate Professor Dr. Rosmini Omar and Bapak Ganjar Fadilah PhD, distinguished guests, esteemed colleague, Labma members, and beloved student. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillah. All praise and gratitude to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, who has granted us the opportunity to gather here in good health and high spirit for this esteemed event, the Labma Scientific Fair 2024. May peace and blessings be upon our beloved Prophet Muhammad, his family, his companions, and those who follow his path until the day of judgment. It is an honor to welcome you all to this international seminar, a platform to unite knowledge, innovation, and action toward a sustainable future. In this era of Society 5.0, where humanity and technology harmonize, the need for green initiatives that preserve the environment and bolster economic resilience has never been more pressing. Today, we reflect on how these concepts align with our shared responsibility as stewards of the earth, as guided by Islamic teaching and universal values. As students of higher education, you have an essential role in this journey. Allah commands us in the Quran to not cause corruption on the earth after its reformation. This divine directive resonates with the essence of the Sustainable Development Goals to ensure a balance between the well-being of humanity and the preservation of the environment. Let us take inspiration from our distinguished speakers, whose insight will show us the pathways to integrate green business and green chemistry into sustainable development frameworks. Beyond listening, I urge you to act, to transform your knowledge into meaningful contributions that address societal and environmental challenges. As we move forward, may this seminar not only enlighten us with knowledge, but also inspire us to collaborate and innovate. Together, let us strive to achieve the SDGs and uphold our shared responsibility as guardians of this earth. I extend my heartfelt gratitude to the organizers of the Labma Scientific Fair 2024 for their hard work, and to our speakers for sharing their invaluable expertise. May this event be blessed and fruitful for all of us. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Ms. Laili, for the speech. Moving on the next agenda, the first session of our international seminar, which will be presented by Associate Professor Dr. Rosmini Omar.
Before welcoming our esteemed speaker, we would like to invite this moderator, Ms. Masyatoh Anisaus Soliha, MSc, to the stage. With that, also we hand over the first seminar session to Ms. Masyatoh.
Oke, bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Before proceeding to next agenda, let me introduce myself. My name is Masyitoh Anisa, and today I will be moderating the first session of this international seminar. And it is my pleasure today to welcome you all to this seminar on the role of green business in strengthening global economic resilience in Society 5.0 era to achieve the Sustainable Development Goals. Ladies and gentlemen, we are at a pivotal moment in history where the intersection of sustainability, technological innovation, and economic stability has never been more critical. As we strive to meet the United Nations Sustainable Development Goal, it is clear that green business, those that prioritize the environment stewardship and sustainable practice, will play a central role in ensuring long-term economic resilience. And in today's session, we will explore how green business not only contribute to more sustainable future, but also how they can drive economic recovery and resilience, especially in the context of the evolving digital and technological landscape of Society 5.0, a future where technology is harnessed to solve complex societal challenges. So we are fortunate to have with us today an expert who will share their insight into how green business can contribute to this vision and help us achieve the SDGs. It is my honor to introduce our distinguished speaker. Madam Rosmini Omar has been with the University Technology Malaysia or UTM since 2007 and currently is a professor of management and dean of Asman Hashim International Business School. She is also visiting professor at the University of Business and Technology Saudi Arabia. She has more than 30 years of teaching experience in Malaysia and the United States. Some of them visiting or online adjunct at College of Business, Minot State University, North Dakota at USA, and also Finlandia in Helsinki School of Business. Her training and consultancy project began in 2004, encompassing institution, small, medium enterprises, and government clients across Asia. So, her research passion is grounded on talent management, capacity building, organizational development, and leadership that aims to benefit talent, industry, community, and government. She has written more than 50 publications. Her openness to cross-border engagement bring her to endeavor and lead international projects and researches such as POSCO, TG Foundation, South Korea, and European Union Erasmus Plus capacity building for higher education, namely assessing and improving research performance at Southeast Asia universities, MSc Food Processing Innovation, ASEAN Network for Green Entrepreneurship and Leadership or Angel Project AU, as well as MSc Industry 4.0, MSc Family Business, and while having her short stint in the US at 2012, she also participated in Partners in Learning program under the Bass Grant Foundation to enhance her teaching and learning expertise. Okay, my dear audience, let us welcome Madam Rosana to the stage, as she will be joining us online. The stage is for hers.
Assalamualaikum, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Is the sound okay?
Yes, the voice is quite clear. Yes, audience, is it?
Quite clear, yeah? All right. Thank you very much, Madam Mashita. Did I pronounce your name correctly? Great. And also Prof. Laili just now, and Prof. Ganja Fadila, yeah, and also all my lovely colleagues in University Islam Indonesia. My salam especially to Director Prof. Fatul Wahid, because we have been together in a couple of Erasmus projects. And how are you, Kashiful Kurobi? I see somebody here also.
How are you
Online.
guys? Miss
Yeah,
Rosmini asked
very
about
fine.
your condition now. How are you?
Yeah. Okay, great.
They say they are
All right.
fine, madam.
Alhamdulillah. I have a slide actually, just to ensure that we will learn together. Yeah. May we have the slide online? Is it already? Okay,
Not
great.
yet. It's still been proceeding. So here it is with us.
Thank you very much. Let's have in a presentation mode. I got this title a few days ago, in fact, a few weeks ago. Thank you very much to Miss Nihlah Ilhami ya atas jemputan ini. Jadi tajuk yang diberi adalah The Role of Green Business in Strengthening Global Economic Resilience in the Society 5.0 Era to Achieve the SDGs. Quite a long title there. So how do I approach my session? It is more towards not just looking from the perspective of green business, but I would like to infuse the perspective of how we at universities are responsible, all right, in terms of boosting and booming the right and effective creation, or shall we say mutation of green business. And because I know that among the audience are students, right? Madam Mashita, We have students, right?
Yes, they are the student.
Okay. All right. So let's go to the next slide. And I have this reality that I hope we could think together. We are standing daily in a planet, and our planet is in peril because humanities have been doing it again and again for so many centuries. We want to go for industrial development, all right? Back in the past, they call it industrial revolution. And then those series of industrial revolution in the West came down to our part of the world, and becomes industrial development. But the industrial development have not been sensitive enough towards our environment and the green side of our world, leaving, if you could see, that picture is taken from a lake in Raipur, India. We have a lake, it's supposed to be blue, but see what have been thrown into the water. All right. We are moving towards all this digital innovation, but look at what we have collected so far. The e-waste in Southeast Asia, and some of the reports are saying it's a time bomb. Yeah. And then between Lahore and Jakarta, because all of these factories, plans, and even ways of managing land and agriculture, we see also what you call that, sometimes, or most of the times between Lahore and Jakarta, there's haze. Yeah. And in between all this environmental issue, we are in peril because in reality, there is a major gap in terms of economic resilience. Some parts of the world, like the G7 countries, the rich countries in the West, or shall we say the developed nations, they are so high in terms of their income. But what about some parts of the world in Asia, like what I put there, we have issues of poverty and also nutrition and also no food, not even can we say lack of nutrition, but also lack of food somewhere in Africa. And may we always support our brothers in Palestine, especially Gaza and Syria, because all of this issue that we're supposed to be human, but paradoxically, in an oxymoron nature. Oxymoron itu maksudnya ya seperti kebalikan, terbalik. Kita jadi inhuman, ya. And we don't know for so many reasons. Sometimes I think Satan at the moment is just relaxing because Syaitan pun bilang yang, oh, we don't have to do anything. They're doing great. They're just doing great. All right. So these are the issues that we bring along. And if you could see the slide just now. All right. Oh, sometimes it's lost, the slide, Planet in Peril. Ya, kita melihat Greta Thunberg ya bilang di situ bahwa what kind of planet shall we leave for our children in the future? And it becomes much more critical because it is the Generation X and the Generation Y. It is their decision in terms of sustaining the world today, sustaining our planet for the Generation Z. However, today, let's discuss, because I know over there we have students, ya, dan kita melihat bahawa it is also the responsibility of the millennials to also care for the world, not only in terms of economic resilience, but also the environmental resilience. Yeah. So shall we go to the next slide? Okay, the next one. So yeah. So how do we connect? This slide, I'm bringing along I'm factoring along the role of universities. The role of universities meaning myself, my friends in UII, and also the students. All right. On top of everything, at the end of it, the impact that we want to reach is Society 5.0. All right. What is Society 5.0? Is a human-centered society integrating technology to address societal challenges. So Society 5.0 is beyond Industry 4.0. We talk about all this machinery technology in Industry 4.0, but when we reach for a dream for Society 5.0, we are factoring in the human side of it. All right. So what are the roles of the university? I'm going truly at the bottom of it. We are supposed to drive innovation and drive thought leadership to bridge, and it's our responsibility to bridge industry, policy, and societal needs so that businesses, either the startup, the potential one, or even the existing one, can move and transform into green business, because everybody is responsible to mitigate climate and environmental crisis and support long-term economic resilience. Only through green business, inshallah, we can go for long-term economic resilience. So next one. So moving to the next slide, where we'll talk about what is the meaning, how do we define green business? All right, as I said just now, not only that we should work towards creating new green business, but it is also our contribution, at all levels by all players to transform existing businesses into green. All right, so that everybody will move into what we call a circular economy. So green business is when business integrate environmental sustainability into their operations. So what are the key features? Green business talks about renewable energy adoption, circular economy models, and ethical supply chains. So in Malaysia at the moment, not only that we go high on AI, artificial intelligence, but we're also working towards more grounded perspective on ESG. All right, ESG is environmental, societal, and governance. And let me share you the most recent endeavor that the nation aimed to go is towards energy renewal. All right, because all these dreams to have more green business, it has challenges, because we have been aggregating industrial waste, we have high energy consumption, and we have super high pollution and carbon emission, not only in Indonesia, but also throughout ASEAN and throughout many of the developing nations. So our contributions at the university level is to do more research on sustainable technologies and to train future green business leaders, which are our students, all of you. Next one. Shall we move to the next slide? Thank you. So this slide talks about, at one side, we're moving towards Society 5.0 that empower green business, all right? At another side, we need for universities and all citizens of universities, including students, to reach out for more capacity building, all right? Build more entrepreneurship education hubs. I put that Angel. Angel is how we UTM, partner with UII and also UGM, Universitas Gajah Mada, and another 10 more ASEAN institutions on a project that we call ASEAN Network for Green Entrepreneurial and Leadership, which UII also have Angel Hub at the moment. So from the Angel Hub, we hope that more players, right, among the community to come in, more students to come in, build green incubators, all right, and develop green startup. On the other hand, if you could see on the slide, the idea of having a green startup must be glued or must be combined together with aspects of AI, IoT, and blockchain. Okay, next slide. So this slide talks about digital innovation. Yeah, because digital innovation will be a great driver, a great enabler for us to push for more effective green business. When I said effective, it means that we want green businesses that rise from green incubators of UII, for instance, to stay long. And it is true IoT, because IoT will connect, you and all other partners. The same goes with blockchain technology, yeah, and also definitely AI. So universities should be the main player, yeah, because through history, if you look into the stories of creative destruction, my dear students over there, you should read on Schumpeter, 1936, where Schumpeter talks about creative destruction. The word seems negative, but actually Schumpeter is saying when our environment and when our organization fail to work effectively, then you have to basically disrupt and destruct and probably revolutionize and evolve into a new kind of, shall we say, organization. And I think this is the best time to do that. All right. So what I'm saying just now is in terms of planning and strategy, but how do we do it tactically at the university level? I'm very sure that UII are doing it now. More training, more discussion, more conversation, knowledge conversation on AI, blockchain, and IoT. All right, and from there, all of you students must take opportunity to attend those discussion. If there are training, go for it. All right, because that would be linked later on to the idea of green business. Next slide. All right. Now, from green business and from all this digital innovation, only then I bring in the essence of economic resilience. What do we mean by economic resilience? So it is basically when we have reached the goal. What is the goal? It is when we are highly able to recover from disruptions and adapt to challenges. Because economy is like a cycle. There is bearish moment, there's bullish moment. But every time when we're down, because of resilience of the whole nation, when you glue each other, universities, government, policymakers, NGOs, only then we could come out of those challenges. The way how Indonesia rise beyond the COVID-19, the same goes with Malaysia and all the other ASEAN countries, are example of economic resilience. And it did not take it is not in months duration, but it took years. All right. So here I put in the university role. What would be the university's role to ensure economic resilience? Because we also have a role to play in. So number one, we must never forget the business of universities. It is to develop skills. And the kind of skills for the future when it comes to emerging digital innovation and green business is through interdisciplinary program. All right. UTM now is on the move, not to separate business school, engineering, and even the Faculty of Science. What we did now is developing more programs, developing more training and initiative that combine all this. All right. The latest news is that UTM has the Faculty of AI, Faculty of Artificial Intelligence. So I'm sure that UII is also on a way on such pathway. And number two, we cannot do everything alone these days. We need to partner with industry for sustainable solution. All right. And on the other side, green business should come together to support universities. All right. Because universities should be a sandbox to create more and more green businesses. When this happen, you will create more renewable energy jobs, and strengthen adaptive supply chains. All of you students, you have decision to make. Either you want to be entrepreneurs for the green business, or you want to be employees. Either you want to be employer, employer means entrepreneurs of green business, or you can be also employees or change agents for all this green business effort. Next slide. So why is green business important? Because of this specific SDG. I bring in only 4 SDGs because if we have a green business, it means that we care about having clean water and sanitation, and that is super important. Water is the basis of life, all right? And from that, we come up with affordable green energy, SDG 7. Later on, we should be responsible in coming up with responsible way of producing goods and offerings, and consume in a responsible manner. No more e-waste. You must find ways to basically ensure that the e-waste is not causing danger to other people, And number 13, climate action. So Malaysia this week is struggling with flood. I'm not sure whether are you facing a flood, Jakarta? Mashita, is flood there?
Actually, Yogyakarta, we didn't face.
Basia?
Yeah, we didn't face big trouble with flood, but in other region like Semarang or Jakarta, it might flooding prayer.
Yeah, Alhamdulillah. So that is a picture where I give an example of how UTM students pair and partner with Nestle. They have some collaborations in terms of bringing getting into the initiative of green, and then at the regional level, we should also work together through various platforms to basically work in terms of not only increasing the number of green business, but also decreasing existing whatever pollution, waste, and whatever. I'm always interested in terms of closing the gap between the rich and the poor, because I think that is also part of green. Okay, next one. Having said that, I give an example of some ASEAN green businesses and how they work together with universities. This was really a short thinking, yesterday and last night, but I'm very sure Indonesia has also examples, great examples. So today I'm bringing a sample from Thailand, the Siam Cement group, all right, where leaders in SCG, they basically work together with local universities in coming up with energy efficient innovation. Another interesting project is, I got it last night, Solar West Holdings. So Solar West Holdings is a local Malaysian company. They produces solar PV system, and they work together with one university in Sarawak, Swinburne University. They partner and they basically join hands in training the students and commit to R&D, and I think they get into one competition and I kind of like forgot. I think it's SEMA, SEMA 2024, if I'm not mistaken. They won the competition, and the best part is that it's a collaboration between universities and the company. So UII could be the driver for such competition if you don't see any in Indonesia yet. So you can be the nexus, because you have a great team of leadership there that support all this green. On the side of UTM, I'm bringing an example, a real example of this professor in the engineering faculty. She's from the chemical and energy engineering. Her name is Professor Nur Aisha Saidina Amin. So in UTM, she's very popular with the name of NASA. All right. So she came up with this new product, which she named it as OzBioNeem. So NY means probably her name. She was very worried for years in terms of the abundance of oil palm biomass waste across Malaysia and of course also across ASEAN. And she went to her lab, developed a series of experiments until she came up with, because I'm not from this area also, with a kind of cell, a special cell, which then from the cell, it becomes a copyright of UTM. She holds the copyright, and this special product then is sold to various industry, particularly the F&B and F&B industry, food and beverage industry, and becomes like a kind of like a chemical ingredient that basically what you call that work well in producing many sorts of food and beverage. So this is an example of how from a waste you can create something which is very magic and reusable and basically edible again, right? So I'm sure you have a lot of examples across Indonesia in terms of similar track of green businesses. So I call these green businesses. All right. So shall we go to the next slide? So next slide talks about challenges in implementing green businesses. So just now we see success stories of green business, basically from industry and also within university. But bear in mind that in everything that we do, there's always challenges. So internally, green business require high capital cost and limited expertise. Externally, because green business is still something new. Not many consumer groups and consumers at large, the majority understand the greatness of green product. So we have a gap there, consumer awareness gaps. And sometimes the green product is much more expensive than the non-green product. Because why? It goes to the internal barriers just now, the high capital cost. And within that in mind, many nations, all right, are having also challenges in terms of policy support. Because, we cannot blame government. Maybe they're looking at other priorities, which they cannot see that having more green business is linked towards Society 5.0 and is also linked towards digital innovation. All right. So what is our role as students, as lecturers, as leaders in universities? We must bridge the skill gaps and is true education. So more and more courses of green businesses in various degree program, all right, more and more training that goes into ensuring the skill gaps. So because when we have a pool of talent on green skills, these talents will be the one who will move up current companies, current organization to basically transform into green organization. All right. So and the role of universities also is to have advocacy and stakeholder engagement. So Labma Fair is an example of an advocacy and stakeholder engagement. So bravo to Labma. All right. Okay, next one. So I have a couple of solution and recommendations, all right, that each of these triple helix players can play a role. I start with the government, of course. We need more subsidies and policy support, maybe from this Labma fair and Labma seminar. More voices could be heard, so that policymakers could understand the need for green businesses and because it supports, as I said, digital innovation and also Society 5.0. And for universities, please introduce more green entrepreneurship programs. Across the world, there are many already entrepreneurship programs. But if you look deep into each of these entrepreneurship program and entrepreneurship hub, I could clearly say that not many focus on green entrepreneurship lab, hub, and program. So go for it. All right, UII can be the driver for green entrepreneurship program. And foster industry partnerships long-term for hands-on training. You need businesses to help you, because they will scale up because they have the capital. All right, so next one. So the future is positive. The future is bright for each of us. The green, as we begin just now, as I hear from the first speech, the welcoming remarks, you talk about the vision for 2030 is to have a resilient, sustainable, and inclusive global economy led by green entrepreneurship. May that happen, inshallah. And I think it will happen because there are emerging patterns, all right, across ASEAN, across the region, more green business models, and there's more plan for smart cities, all right, go for it. Because smart cities will also talk about this compassion towards the combining Society 5.0, green, and also digital innovation. And Alhamdulillah, Labma is an example of an effort for the rise of eco-conscious leaders emerging from universities. So tahniah. So shall we go to, I think the next one is the last slide. I talk a lot, all right? So this is the call for action for universities, for businesses, and for policymakers, all right? We have to work together. Next one. Terima kasih, all right? Together, universities and green businesses can shape a sustainable 5.0 era in the future. All right. So in short, what I'm bringing along is that not only that, across the slide, I talk about green businesses, but I talk about also how we individually and as a team, as a group, could play our role in terms of mutating the effective rise of green businesses. Thank you very much. Terima kasih kerana menjemput dan kembali kepada Madam Ashita. Thank you very much.
Madam Rosmini Omar, thank you to our insightful speaker for such an engaging session. So this is your opportunity, ladies and gentlemen, to ask your question or to share your thought or even challenges some of the topic of our discussion today. So, Madam, we will allow three participants, three audience to ask the question. Anyone wanna ask the question to Madam Rosmini Omar for such an insightful session, guys? It's how university and business can be integrated to achieve the sustainable development goals. Okay? Could you please stand up and introduce yourself first?
Actually, my name is Threya. I am from Yemen and I'm majoring in communication. Well, actually, I want to thank her for such insightful meeting. And my question is, as individuals, what is our role in achieving sustainability and what activities we could participate in during university?
Okay. We directly point to Madam Rosmana.
Thank you. Hi, Tria. Is it Tria from
Yes.
Yemen?
Yeah.
Okay. Hi. How are you? Wish I could see you. You're asking as an individual, at student level, is it?
Yes.
Okay. What will be your role in supporting sustainability and the rise of Society 5.0? Great. I love this kind of future leaders, future green leaders. Yeah, Mashita. As I put there just now, all of us has a role to play, and I think by attending this session today, Tria, you have played a great role. So a great clap to you and your friends over there. Yeah, yeah, you have definitely played your role as an individual, as a future green leaders, that you're interested to change the world from planet of perils to planet of Jannah. All right, because as I said, the role of university is to prepare platform, you know, to talk about green businesses, create platform, create courses, create programs and initiative that boost and create talents in the future that is very strong in green skills. So if you hear your universities, or your university UII is endeavoring on all this initiative, Tria, continue to join this program. All right, continue to join this program. That's number one. Number two, look around your community. All right, look around your community. If the community is also going towards decreasing e-waste, have special program, simple program as like recycle, be part of the project. All right, so because everything starts with the cognition, your mentality. If your mentality is about caring for others, transcending the humanity, against not only green and non-green, but as I said just now, between the rich and the poor. If you see all these things, get into it, but make sure you get into the right group. The right group will be a group which always search for knowledge, always believe in evolutionary development of skills. I know youngsters, millennials these days, sometimes they're so energetic, right? But beware and be careful on radical groups. There are, because when we talk about IoT and the internet, there's a maze of groups. Get into the right groups. and you can only know that you are in the right group if you keep reading, all right, if you follow universities programs, and yeah, getting the right mentality, because from the mentality you start having this emotional inclination to love everything which is green, which is towards smart society, all right, and then you start taking actions. So by the time you graduate, and by the time you probably you leave Indonesia to go back to your own country, you'll be the change agent. I wish you all the best.
Amin. Thank you for answering the question from our participant Rea. Madam Rosmini said that by attending this session, you be part of the game changers to achieve the sustainable development goals. So thank you, Rea and
Yes.
Madam Rosmini.
You're already a change agent there.
Sure. Okay. So we will still have two more questions from the audience. Okay. Okay. So from the second and the third. Okay.
Okay. Thank you for the occasion. My name is Andra Dwiki Ramadan from University of Brawijaya.
Oh, so far from Brawijaya.
Yes.
Welcome to UEE.
Thank you. So, first of all, thank you for the great insight about green economy. I would like to ask about how we, as university students, integrate with the local economy, such as in village, about ecotourism. Thank you.
Okay, let us the Madam Rosmini for the answer.
Okay. Brawijaya ini di mana ya?
Brawijaya in Malang, right?
Malang, yeah.
Malang. It is in East Java, Madam.
Well, I've never been there. Okay, that is very interesting. Brawijaya, I would like to go there. All right. So you're asking, as a university student, how again? How will you be part of the edu-tourism or eco-tourism?
Yeah. How we, as a student and as part of the university, integrate our about knowledge skills to local economy in, for example, like in a village, about ecotourism,
Okay, great.
agrowisata.
Yeah, another change agent in the making. All right. Okay, Alhamdulillah. You know, when I joined the Erasmus project and have universities from Indonesia and also working in other initiative, I'm always amazed with Indonesian universities. You are far ahead in terms of community project in comparison to us in Malaysia. All right. My school has a strong connection with ITB, Institute Technology Bandung. And what I learned from them, I didn't get into the project, but another professor did it. What they did is that the professors and the students get together, develop a special project and a project with specific initiative to work with local community. Yeah, and then what happened is that they identify a specific community, and from that point onwards, they do project with the community, and I think it is also related to ecotourism. All right, ecotourism is something very enterprising these days, because it has become like, is it an industry by itself? Sometimes, if you look into if you read journal articles and so on and so forth, you'll see that they're within the what you call that, they are within the apa bilangnya ya, cocoon, kita tidak kepompong ya, cocoon of heritage industry. Yeah, not only that, when you go for ecotourism activities, not only that you will care for your environment, but also it can be a source of income for you, for the community, and actually it can also it can be in a profit sharing way between the university and also the community. All right, you're living in a very interesting time, my dear, students from Ramadan, is it? You're living in a very interesting time. If, say, for example, your lecturers ask you to do this special project, uh, or ask you to create a special project on green business, go for this kind of activities, ecotourism. I'm saying that you're living in an interesting time because you are living in an internet of things. Whatever you adventure, all right, whatever you adventure, whatever you could think of, basically it can become, you can start a green business there. All right, and then you will develop your website, and then you introduce the project with the community with regards to the ecotourism. You put it in TikTok, and then you could also work it out with Instagram, and so on and so forth. So in that way, not only the potential of people to go to that community to basically experience ecotourism, ya, because Indonesia ini cantik. Cantik sekali. You know, you're different than Malaysia. You're different than Singapore. Singapore is like a mall. Malaysia is, in somewhere in between. But I always love to go to Indonesia, especially Yogyakarta, because you have great sceneries. So make full use of it, because you can do a lot of ecotourism. So people from overseas, yeah, like Brazil, the South American countries, Russians and America, and all over, they would inshallah come to see this um, this beautiful scenery, if you have everything in a correct order. All right, so you could you could start on your own with a team of people, or you could also work with your professors at Brawijaya, to come up with a special project, and it'll be meaningful. So there's also one university in Indonesia that we are linking. I think Telecom Universitas or something, where the professors came and visit me because I'm a dean. So people, they want to collaborate. So one of these universities in Indonesia, um, the actually the project is like a course for it's like a course in a program where the professor asked, okay, you develop your own business. So this one of these student basically start on fisheries. What the students did is that they create it's not kind of like a digital business. What he did was, working with the fishermen, with the local fishermen, and so they so what the aim of the business is to basically to cut off middlemen, so many middlemen. Jadinya student ini mencipta satu business, ya, di mana from the fisherman up to him, dia collecting all these fishermen yang ratus-ratusan itu di satu wilayah, saya lupa di mana, kemudian sell to the retail enterprises. So once he graduated, the business become big. Cuma saya lupa itu bisnesnya apa, because it was last year the professor visited me. So I hope you can do the same thing too. All right. So the next question.
Okay, let's move to the next question from the middle of audience.
Okay, thanks for the opportunity. Hello everyone, I'm Nuda Afigi from IPB University. I want to ask one question after. So how can the green potential is bring us to business competition in in era 5.0? Because I told this a little story because we broke this innovation. So I want the here to scientists. That's all. Thank you.
Could you please elaborate the question in a
Yeah. Again.
more
Okay,
clear
okay.
in a clearer
Okay.
way?
Yeah.
How can the green concept is bring us to business competition in era 5.0?
How can
that's-
bring how can
uh,
green concept
Green
bring
concept is to the business part. Yeah.
how can green concept
Green concept is a competition for the business.
ah
Yeah, in era 5.0.
okay, you want make some competition proposal with green business idea?
Yep, that's all.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Madam, he is asking about how can we create the good proposal for business idea competition with topic of green business. How we can actually emphasize on green business urgency, something like that.
Competition or competitive green business?
Competition or competitive green business?
Competitive green competition.
Pertandingan.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Competitive green position.
I'm sorry, competitive green business.
A competitive green businesses. Okay, great. All right. How can I understand the question, the student from ITB, clever, because as I said earlier, not many, right? We don't have yet the whole majority of consumer awareness on green business. So it makes some of the green products expensive in comparison to those which don't care so much about production and the whole value chain to become to basically practice green concept and green business. So how can we make it competitive? Um, to be certain, I think green business is like any other movement towards entrepreneurship. All right. I always believe that in order for you to basically lead the competition of any industry and even green business is for you to ensure um, how can you make a difference to a life of the group of consumer that you are aiming for, and basically how can that making a difference is also ensuring that the product or the service that you are planning to do is different than existing one. A very good example is Elon Musk. All right. There's a lot of things for you to basically think about when it comes to innovation, because innovation is when either you think on your own or you work with a very small group and think about some innovative product but linked to innovation. I would always say that it links to a passion of someone, as I give examples of that UTM spin-off by Professor Nurasha Saidina Amin just now, yeah, on that OZ OZ Cell NY tadi, produk yang daripada biomass of palm oil. Look around you, all right, and think about something that has been a waste for so many, what you call that, for so many years. Ataupun do something simple tetapi yang sangat-sangat diperlukan oleh your community. Probably you should start small, all right, and then from there think about, selalu yang business ini mulanya you akan fikir that I've mentioned just now, how can you make a difference to other people's life? All right. And from there, how can you basically not only make a difference, maknanya beri perubahan yang baik kepada manusia, tetapi juga how can you offer it differently from existing competitors ataupun yang belum ada competitors. Alright, and then from there, the next question will be, I always tell my student, who will who will keep doing the product? Yang itu penting, ya, supaya nanti produk yang bagus itu bisa berpanjangan. Because of your question, I'm going to give you a real case, a real story. I hope I have the time. There was this lady in Malaysia, all right, she's very clever when she's a student. She's the best student during her school years. Namun begitu, when she got married, she became a housewife. But the husband is a high government officials, and they travel a lot, and basically pekerjaan suaminya ini membuatkan mereka bisa tinggal di London dan sebagainya bertahun-tahun. But over the years, because she's a very clever girl, you know, she won't have a liberty, an empowerment within herself. And therefore, to kill the time yang dia tinggal bersama suaminya tidak bekerja, ya, she attend a series of workshops dan juga bengkel-bengkel kecil waktu di London, di Europe, bagaimana membuat sabun dan sebagainya. Alright? Dan oleh sebab itu dia start buat kosmetik yang ringan-ringan seperti sabun. Sampai suatu ketika dia kan biasa suka berjumpa orang, ya, pergi workshop, pergi conference on cosmetic dan sebagainya, sampai satu ketika di mana she met with this group of cosmetic industry from Japan. So these Japanese asked her, we are looking into seaweed as an ingredient for cosmetic product. Are you from Malaysia? Do you know anybody I can locate? Ya, dia cuma suri rumah, ya, cuma buat sabun dari rumah. But you know what she did? She searched the internet and she find, and later on dia terbang ke Sabah, dan you know what she did? This entrepreneurship, dia pergi ke pasar-pasar di Sabah dan membeli seaweed yang baru naik daripada petani laut itu. And she quickly contacted the Japanese and said, I have the supply. Okay. Yang itu kita lihat, dan itu bermula pada tahun 1990, lama sudah, ya. And then she become the supplier of the seaweed. But can you see, dia cepat mengambil opportunity itu juga, dan berani itu juga adalah satu sifat business entrepreneur, green entrepreneurs, ya. Kemudian I'm talking sebab seaweed is something green, ya, sangat healthy, sangat bagus, sangat bersih. So for a couple of years, she actually worked well with the local community di Sabah. Dia membeli itu seaweed. Jadi of course petani-petani itu suka, daripada tak ada orang yang beli, yang local community yang beli cuma seaweed itu untuk makan-makan, sekarang ada besar permintaan. And as time goes by, you know what happened? She bought later on itu bahagian-bahagian di laut itu dan menanam sendiri seaweed itu. Dan dia jadi a big supplier for Japanese and Korean cosmetic industry yang menggunakan seaweed. Alright, yang akhirnya kemudiannya dia kembali ke Malaysia dan membuka factory. Dia jadi dia buka kilang yang yang lagi memproses itu seaweed. Dan do you know what happened? These days dia tidak gunakan produk dia, tapi dia memanggil local Malaysian entrepreneurs yang muda-muda itu datang berbincang dengan dia dan memberitahu produk apa seaweed yang mereka bisa buat. Mereka kilangnya itu jadi seperti pekilang ya. Kemudian yang anak-anak muda ataupun artis ya, what they do is that rebottle it and rebrand it. And I think she's rich now. But if you look at her, she's a very simple lady. Itu saja. Saya harap itu bisa daripada cerita itu, storytelling itu bisa menjadi inspirasi kepada anak tadi dari ETB untuk memikirkan bagaimana untuk memulakan dan menjadi kompetitif. You start small, sometimes because of taking opportunity, but also because of Allah, kita panggil dia serendipity. Tetapi kamu harus hadir ke tempat-tempat yang ada opportunity itu. Hadir bisa jadi dalam bentuk digital, hadir juga dalam bentuk conferences, workshop, ya. Suakan muka, suakan wajah, suakan diri, insya Allah akan opportunity akan datang. All the best to you. Thank you.
Thank you,
Harap
Madam.
bisa terjawab ya soalannya.
Thank you for the great answer. Yeah, I think we can start from the small action. We can start to solve a little small problem around us, surrounding us. So let's develop the competitiveness of our business, especially in green business. And we are, as the university student, we are the agent of change that we need to empower and strengthen the spirit of green business and spread it to more and more society. Okay, my dear audience, before concluding our session today, let me read some of the key important takeaways from today's session. The rapid development of society sometimes bring the devastating impact for the environment. And now we know about the term of society 5.0, in which it is beyond the society 4.0, where we incorporate a human-centered society to solve the social problem. So we know the term of green business, where business that operate with the responsible of environment sustainability. So digital innovation can be an enabler for an effective green business, and university can take the urgent role on this through encouraging more training and discussion regarding green business. And for specific, the university can go into the more interdisciplinary program, partnering with industries, and becoming sandbox for more green business entrepreneur, so that those entrepreneurs come from university can boost more and more business, green business spirit. And this green business spirit also empower the achievement of sustainable development goals. Some of sustainable development goals that are related to this topic are the SDGs number 6 of clean water and sanitation, SDGs number 7 about the affordable and clean energy, SDGs number 12, the responsible consumption and production, and also climate action as the SDGs number 13. And university need to bridge the skill gap on how to transform the business into the green one. And there should be the collaboration between government, university, and the business to accelerate the achievement of the sustainable development goals through the green business spirit. Those are some essential key takeaways from today's session, delivered by Madam Rosmini Omar. We are really fortunate to learn from an insightful speaker about the role of green business in strengthening global economic resilience. And with that, I will conclude today's session. And personally, I apologize for all mistakes, and I apologize for Madam Rosmini if there are any mistakes in delivering and in moderating the session. And hope we can meet in another insightful occasion. Thank you, Madam. Hope we can meet in person.
Thank you
And
very
thank
much.
you.
Inshallah, inshallah. Maaf juga ya jika ada kekurangan. All the best for the whole Labma Fair and Symposium. Thank you.
Thank you. Dear audience, thank you for your enthusiasm today, and I hope we can learn and we can incorporate the today's session material into our daily life and start to take an action to be one of a game changer in green business. Thank you for your attention and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Next, we will have a photo sessions and the awarding of certificates to the speaker of the international seminar. We kindly request the committee to prepare for this session. Next, we will have a photo sessions and give a certificate to the moderator of the international seminar, which will be handed over by the Director of Laboratorium Mahasiswa, Rafli Ferdiansyah.
Following this, we will continue with the second session of the international seminar, which will be presented by Mr. Ganjar Fadilah, SSE, MSE, PhD. Before welcoming our outstanding second speaker this morning, let us invite today's moderator, Ms. Alfianita Inas Alia Salsabila, to the stage. With this also, we hand over the second seminar session to Ms. Inas.
Okay, thank you so much for having me. It's an honor to me to be in this stage as a moderator of a second session in the title Optimizing the Role of Green Chemistry in Environmental Preservation to Support the Achievement of the SDGs. So, it's an honor to introduce our speaker today, Mr. Ganjar Fadilah, who currently serves as the head of admission at Universitas Islam Indonesia and is a faculty member in the Department of Chemistry, Faculty of Mathematics and Natural Science at the same institution. Mr. Ganjar earned his PhD in analytical chemistry from Kumamoto University, Japan 2023, and he completed his master's degree at the Institute Teknologi Bandung with a perfect GPA of a 4, where his research on electrochemical sensors earned him the Young Chemist Award from Metro Indonesia and his bachelor's degree at Universitas 11 Maret as Bachelor's of Science. Mr. Ganjar has been internationally recognized as among the top 2% scientists worldwide by Stanford University in 2023 till 2024, and received the Kyushu Analytical Chemistry Award for Young Researcher 2023. Mr. Ganjar is also active in various professional organizations including the Japan Society for Analytical Chemistry, Royal Society Chemistry, and the Indonesian Chemical Society. So, ladies and gentlemen, take your seat and please welcome Mr. Ganjar Fadilah, PhD. Okay, so good afternoon, sir.
Hi, good afternoon.
Okay, how do you feel after come back to Indonesia from Kumamoto University?
So I finished my PhD last year, 2023, then I directly back to Indonesia and joined to UII.
Okay, then. All right, sir. So I think all of the guests cannot wait anymore to earn more knowledge and best practice about optimizing the role of green chemistry in environmental preservation to support the achievement of the SDGs. So, sir, are you ready?
Sure, so what time I need to present the topics? 50 minutes?
Yeah,
15 minutes.
15 minutes.
Okay.
All right then, ladies and gentlemen, are you ready to get more insight from Mr. Ganjar? Okay, Mr. Ganjar, the time is yours.
Okay, thank you, Ines. Okay, good afternoon, everyone. The Honorable, our invited speakers, Dr. Omar, Ms. Laili, and also all participants here. Okay, maybe in previously, you already, Dr. Omar already presented about the green business and green economics. Now I'm going to present about the green chemistry. So I hope you still enjoy for these topics. Okay. For this moment, I think it is honor to me to be here as speakers, and at this moment, I'm going to discuss about green chemistry and electrochemical technology, especially how this contribute to environmental preservation and achieving of Sustainable Development Goals, or SDG. Okay, wait a moment. So, okay, everyone. So before we start in the section, Mr. Inas already introduced me. So I am study mostly, I finished study from bachelor to master in chemistry. So maybe who is the participant studied in chemistry? Chemistry, okay. So I am studying chemistry from Universitas 11 Maret for my bachelor, then ITB for my master, then PhD in Kumamoto University. And especially my study focus in electrochemistry and electrodialysis for environmental protection. And I also get some achievement award, and also in academic activity, I also joined in International Research Organization for Advance and Science Technology in Kumamoto University, and also I'm joined as member in Royal Society of the Chemistry and also Indonesia Chemistry Association or Himpunan Kimiawan Indonesia. I have some activity as lecturer and researcher. I also active in some editor and reviewer in international journals. Okay, everyone. Before we starting the section, to begin the section, I'm going to introduce my university and my research background. So, Universitas Islam Indonesia, or UII, located in the historic city in Yogyakarta province. And you know that the Yogyakarta is the rich city with education and the culture. So Yogyakarta is comfortable for study and doing some research. And you know that UII is the oldest, the private university in Indonesia that established in 1945. This year is a same year with independence, Indonesia independence year. So UII now is already 81 years. So at UII, I'm a part of analytical chemistry research group, especially in Department of the Chemistry, Faculty of Mathematics and Natural Sciences. And our research group focus on development of nanomaterials and also materials, especially for electrochemical sensor for detecting and monitoring some pollutant from industry. So everyone here, if you are talking about the sustainable development, I think that sustainable development is not only a scientific objective or social objective, but social development is like the basic principle or fundamentals for ensuring our quality life for current and future generations. It's like from the pictures. So from the pictures, we can see that we need to keep balance between a current condition and the future condition. So this is the SDGs can be located here. So I try to make some of the summarize what is the sustainable development. Sustainable development is talking about life, and L is limits. You know that our natural resources is limited, and sometimes it decreasing time by time because of over exploration by human. Therefore, we need to make sure that our natural resources can regenerate or continue supporting our life in the future. And I for interdependence with nature. So it's mean that the human and the nature is not separate. For example, in chemistry, especially in our research group focus on detecting some of pollutants or producing good quality water. So if our group successfully producing the good quality water, is not only benefit for human, but also benefit for ecological ecosystems. And for fundamentals, it means that we need to consider about design a process. For example, in chemistry, we need to consider about the process that conserve for energy, reuse material, and recycle the materials, so it can be support the SDG. And also for the last clue is E, or equity. So for the equity, we need to make sure that our natural resources can distribute it fairly, starting current condition and the future condition. It's like this picture. So we need to make sure that our current natural resources can still use for our future generations. So this is the problem in this time, because you know that many human, many people, many industry do offer exploration, especially in the nature. So based on the problem, United Nations established about the 17 global objectives in Sustainable Development Goals, or SDG. So SDG starting from number 1 until number 17. And the organization focus on the searching for solution of sustainability. As I mentioned in early presentation, the SDG is not only focused on scientific objective or social objective, they also focus in economic growth, as mentioned by Dr. Omar previously, green business, green economics, and also they focus in society inclusion, and also they focus on environmental protection. So my research is focused only in environmental protections with contribute in green chemistry. So what is the green chemistry? The green chemistry focus on designing chemical process and product that minimize environmental impact and enhance the sustainability. Basically, the green chemistry aims to reduce or eliminate the hazardous substances. They also use renewable feedstock and enhance the energy efficiency. Then the last is promote biodegradability. So this is the principle how the green chemistry can contribute to SDG. And this is our framework, how the green chemistry can contribute to SDG, especially in circular economic system. So the green chemistry, I summarized that we have a 12 principle in green chemistry, like we need to avoid waste preventations, then we need to design for energy efficiency, we need to design degradation from wastewater treatment, we need to design real-time analysis of the pollutants, and also we need to design about accident prevention. So this is the basic principle of the green chemistry. So we can see that from the framework, for example, in my expertise in real-time analysis of the pollutants, it can be correlated to feedstock extractions, then product manufacturing, and also service and good distributions. So the correlation also can be directly impact with some of the recycling or reclamation in Indonesia, and also reuse and recovery of energy, and also reduction and redesign. And the end of this cycle is the prevention, sustainability in the future. So based on this framework, we can see that the little of activity from the chemistry can directly and support the circular economic system. But from that, we need to thinking about how to design our research support to SDG. The key finding from the research is we need to consider about the research as catalyst for progress on SDG. You know that SDG can be achieved without doing the research. First, we need to consider about the synergies between SDG. So SDG is set to 70 global objectives. Is set to 70 global objectives, then all of the global objective is interconnected to each other. So when we successfully make some interconnected between 70 global objectives, we can make some close gap between the science, police, and society. Until nowadays, maybe you know that in Indonesia especially, we have a high gap between academic and industry. So we can make some correlated how the research projects from academic like UII, it can be used in industry. So this is until now, this is the problem problem in our country, because we have still gap between industry and academic. So, but we learn about how to make good linking between academic and industry. We need to consider about the SDGs, so we can make some close the gap between science, police, and society. And then from that, we can see that if we successfully make the close gap between 70 global objectives, we can also highlight the need for leadership. So from this case, leadership is still a major factor how to be successfully implemented SDGs in the future. Okay, everyone, this is my expertise. So my expertise in electrochemistry. So electrochemistry is one of the green analytical method or green analytical process for analysis. And the electrochemistry already applied for various type in a problem in industry. For example, for solid liquid interface, they also already applied for how to produce renewable energy by improving or finding solar energy conversion, and also batteries and fuel cell. This is the one part of the electrochemistry. But in my expertise, I only focus in electroanalysis, sensor and biosensor, and inorganic and organic electrolysis. So the electrochemistry is interesting topic, and it can be contribute to SDGs in the future. So this is in case in our country. In our country, maybe you know, we have many batik industry, and batik industry mostly produce the wastewater that contain synthetic dyes like methylene blue. So methylene blue, it can be directly disposed to the environmental because it can be make some damage to the environmental system. So before that, the industry need to treatment the water before the water released to the environment. So one of our research group already developed electrochemical removal or electrochemical degradations. I'm sorry that this problem is including to SDG number 8, yeah, because the industry is support the economic system growth, but they produce another problems. So we come with solutions. So this method is how to degrade the methylene blue dye by electrochemical system. So this is illustration how the electrochemical based green chemistry can degrade the synthetic dyes like methylene blue. So we just put the electrode from here, then the methylene blue dye can degrade and produce some small compound that more safe and more friendly for environment, like nitrate, sulfate, carbon dioxide, and the waters. But in this case, our research group already combined between electrochemical degradation process. So here our result. So in our group, we already developed the material-based waste. I mean that hair waste, because hair is contain high creatine, and creatine can be used for adsorbent for removal of synthetic dyes. So we try to combine between alginate and creatine. Then we prove that the combination electrochemical, then adsorption, it can be reduce the color from the wastewater. And this is the illustration how our combined technique can be remove the dyes from the wastewater into the more smaller chemical compounds, and the chemical is more safe and more friendly to environment. So this topic is very interesting because we combine between the adsorption then electrolysis. And from the result, we can make some summarize or conclusion about what is the major factor to be directly efficiency in the degradation process. So The major factor is the electrode. So nowadays, many researchers focus on development of the electrode, how to be good a process by combining some electrode material and electrode materials. So because it will be directly affect to offer potentials. For example, for this case, we already applied and developed some another materials, and they have different larger oxidation offer potential. Because when they have a larger oxidation offer potential, it can be directly to energy consumption process. So if we have some larger oxidation offer potential and we need to, the process require high energy consumption, there is no support to SDG global objective. And our research also already developed about this problem, yeah? Maybe this is familiar to you, know many posters or many picture or something like that, free BPA, plastic bottle contain BPA. So our research group also already detected how to detect BPA in plastic bottles. In this case, we try to develop the sensor-based electrochemical sensor for monitoring trace level bisphenol A from the waters. And in this study, we already developed the material with the green synthesis route, how to develop electrode with the green synthesize. So why is this? Why the topic is important? Because you know that the bottle is mostly contain BPA, especially in the plastic bottles, because it can be improved the stability and the thermal properties. However, the BPA in the bottle can release into a drink, into the water, not only to the water, but into the environment, because some of the factor like pH or high temperature process, so BPA can be released from the bottle, right? Something like that. So BPA can be released into the water, then we drink the water. And before that, the BPA also can be released from the bottle because of the recycled bottle plastics. I mean, if you buy the bottle plastics only one time consumption, please use only for one time, not recycle or something like that, because the BPA also can be released from the plastic by time recycle process. So if you use BPA can be released from the bottle that you drink the water, okay? And it can be directly affect to human health, like it can be produced for initiate for diabetes mellitus or DM or something others disease for human. So from this case, our research group already developed the green chemistry synthesize how to detect the BPA. Actually, as the mentioned earlier, the focus on the material is how to develop the electrode materials. And the electrode materials, mostly they have different compositions, mostly based the organic material like carbon and graphite or something based material based carbon, or inorganic material like platinum, metal oxide, transition metal and others, and also biocatalysis from the microorganism. And why is the interesting topics? Because you can see we start the literature study from 2012 until 2022. The green synthesis becoming increasing topics compared to the chemical synthesis route, because the green synthesis route is more safe and more friendly to environment. And The green synthesis also can be prepared by several ways, like we use a plain extract or bacteria or biomolecule or something like that, because this compound contain natural reductant that can be used for preparation of the nanoparticles. This one is our process. So our study developed the material titanium dioxide and graphene oxide using the green tea extract for synthesis. And after that, the material prepared for the sensor, especially for BPA. So maybe you have some question why green tea can be used for the green chemistry. Because the green tea contain many chemical compounds that can be used as a reductor. Yeah, it can be used reductor. It means that then the chemical can reductor, right? Reductor then can be prepared for titanium dioxide and graphene oxide. So this is our result for detecting of BPA. This is our, the black line is a commercial electrode, and the red line is our electrode. And for this result, we can see that our material can improve sensitivity of detecting of BPA in the bottled waters. And also, we can see that our result also have good sensitivity for detection of BPA in bottled waters. So everyone hears from this case, the green chemistry, including the green synthesize also can be support SDG, how to be prepared and reduce the hazardous chemical, and we also can support on reduce the energy consumption on the chemical process. And our research is electrochemical for separation and purifications. So this topic is very important because you know that many industry like pharmaceuticals, they require more than 50% chiral compound. You know that Ajinomoto? Yeah, you know Ajinomoto. So Ajinomoto is only use one type of amino acid. Yeah. Then, do you know about the almond? Yeah, almond, you know? The almond also use only one type of amino acid. Why? Because when we combine two type of amino acid, for that we call this with enantiomer, right? So enantiomer is like two compounds like this, but they same structure, same structure, then same similar name, but they only different chains. For example, this amine, they only have in right side and another in left side. So this only different like this, but the properties is totally different. For example, for L-phenylalanine, they have biological activity, but for D-phenylalanine, less biological activity. Therefore, some industry require to get only one type of amino acid for producing the drugs, or for producing the milk, and producing another foods. And some study also reported that, for example, for this case, right? Now for this case, L-phenylalanine mostly used for medical science, for phenylketonuria, but D-phenylalanine cannot be used for these tropics. So some medical industry, they required only one type of amino acid. Okay, so there are so many researchers already developed the method how to get only one type of amino acid. They use liquid extraction, adsorption, crystallizations, or enzymatic reactions, but mostly the process is less green chemistry because the process require high chemical substances or produce the huge of the wastewater. So our research developed how to be develop the method with green chemistry. In our method, we already developed the molecular imprinted technology. The technology is like I mean that the technology is already developed in starting 1930s, and until now the technology already applied for several type of analytical purposes in chemistry. For example, for sensor, because the technology provide good selectivity, good sensitivity, and also the simple process. And for selective, this technology also provide good selectivity. It means that if you want to detect L amino acid, they also can detect L amino acid and D cannot detect amino acid, or they can detect the amino acid but they can detect L amino acid. Now this is our research, right? So our research is develop the molecular imprinted membrane. So the imprinted membrane is selective recognitions. So we can separate isomer from the amino acid or organic molecules by get models, right? So this is the preparation how the MIM can be synthesized. We can the template, cross-linker, functional monomer. Then we can have the final materials, how the membrane can be used for the separations. And this is, for example, the membrane already applied for separation of glutamic acid in Ajinomoto. The amino acid in Ajinomoto is glutamic acid. So they separate only D or L glutamic acid because they also require one type of glutamic acid, not mixing from both of glutamic acid, okay? And this is our research also. So from this problem, our research already developed the ion transfer devices. These ion transfer devices, then the device already applied for several type of many problems, like for sample pretreatment, they use for strong acid base or organic acid separations, heavy metals, like heavy metal separation process, then also speciation analysis, and enrichment, then buffer generation, then counter inline synthesis. So this is also approaches from the green chemistry. Then we try also for developing this device for detecting amino acid, then separating amino acid. So this is our study. So our study is combined between ion transfer devices, then molecularly imprinted, how to be produce the good analytical method for separation of amino acid. Okay, this is our illustration for our technology. So our technology is combine this device, then this membrane. So if we have the mixing of amino acid from here, so you can inject here, then can be separated by only L or D. Then L or D can be used for selective purposes. For example, L can be used for therapeutic phenylketonuria in medical science, but D cannot be used for medical science purposes. Now, this is our result, right? You can see that this is a sample from amino acid. They contain L and D amino acid. And after separation by our technology, they can good separate almost 2 times more higher for L than D, 0.5%. And this is our stability of the membranes. So the stability of our developed technology can be used for several times, and it can be used also for industrial purposes. And this is our membrane. Yeah, our membrane. This is image surface illustrations. This is the membrane before and after modification process. And this is how to modify the selectivity. I mean, if we want to separate L, we prepare the L membrane. But if we want to separate D, we just changing the structure L to D, so it can be easily to separate. It can be easily to separate from DL or L to D, right? Now, this is also our research group, how to be improving the efficiency for the separation process. Yeah, it can be used for improving the process by making the imprinted layer by layer, so it can be improved the efficiency. Okay, everyone, from these presentations, I have some conclusion that in green chemistry, especially in electrochemistry, we need to still develop the novel electrode material for supporting SDG and also a scalable system. Because if we have some good method or good material, but it cannot be scalable system, it will be useless and it can be not support SDG. And our research group support SDG for number 6, the clean water and sanitations, and also number 12 about the responsibility consumption and production, and also number 8, decent work and economic growth. So thank you for your attention. Let's discuss about this topic. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Well, that was so insightful and so interesting topic at this day, Mr. Ganjar. Okay, so after listening this seminar, if the participant have questions or something to ask or to discuss to Mr. Ganjar, we allow maybe 3 participants to ask about this topic or share your opinion. Maybe the one audience, yeah, okay.
Baik, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you for the opportunity. My name is Eka Mariani. I am from Faculty of Medicine of Islamic University of Indonesia. Thank you for the opportunity, sir. I want to ask about Indonesia. What are the role of the government in adoption of green chemistry in their developing? Because we know that, as we know from your explanation, that green chemistry, it goes through research in its development. So there are any limitations in developing new chemicals that are environmental friendly? That's all my question. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for Miss Eka, right? From Eka.
Okay, thank you. Sorry, what's your name? Eka.
Eka.
Okay, thank you, Eka.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, Eka. Thank you for the question. So actually, how the green chemistry in industrial process, currently many industrial process, including, industry process and academic institution support the green chemistry. In industry, nowadays, maybe you can see about the many industry in Indonesia starting to apply how to reduce energy consumption, or how to reduce wastewater or something like that. Then they try to develop it, and actually in the green chemistry is like not only about the synthesis process or a designing process, but in industry they focus on designing process. It means that especially in energy consumption, because you know that our natural resources for energy decreasing time by time, right? So they try to use another energy consumption, and they try to recycle a process. It means that, for example, in 2019, I visited some of the high polymer industry in Banten. The industry applied the green chemistry by recycle material process. For example, the production process, they produce the water with high content with calcium, and the laboratory focus how to reduce the calcium in the water. So after the process, the water can recycle use for production process, something like that. Yeah, a green chemistry is big issue now from not only for academic but also from industry. Okay, thank you.
Okay, and we can move in the next question, sir.
Sure.
Okay, for the next participant, we allow the middle one.
Hi, I am Zishan Ahmed and I am from Pakistan, and here I am a master's in chemistry student, Universitas Islam Indonesia. So, sir, my question is that how may humanity recover from a situation where the adoption of green chemistry fails globally and causes irreversible tipping points in the achievement of SDGs?
Sorry, one again.
How may humanity recovers from a situation where the adoption of green chemistry fails globally and causes irreversible tipping points in the achievement of SDGs?
Thank you. Okay, thank you for questions. Okay, actually, it's maybe it depends on the country, right? So maybe in Indonesia it will be a different condition. In Pakistan also, or Indonesia will be different condition between Indonesia and Malaysia or Japan or something. So for in Indonesia, many society is not consider on about the SDG. They only focus how to be. It's mean that how to be reached. Yeah, how to be reached by offer explorations or something like that. But it's different in Japan. In Japan, mostly the people is considered about SDG. For example, I know that it can be good. Good process. How to the society can be applied the SDG is by supporting the governments. So in Indonesia, maybe the government is not, it's not, but the government is, they need to make the priority for SDGs, so the society or the human also can be care about the SDG. Okay, thank you.
Okay, according to that question, Mr., I want to ask, like, how do you see the principle of green chemistry being integrated into industries or people in Indonesia, particularly regarding waste and energy efficiency?
Okay. So, actually, for integrating between the industry and
industry and maybe for our people in Indonesia.
Our people in Indonesia. So, you know that the SDG is not only, as I mentioned in the presentations, SDG is not only focused on scientific objective. It will be useless if we have good scientific result or scientific research, but they not support by the governments. So the SDG is integrating between the social science and scientific objective. So we need to integrate it between of them. So it will be useless if we are only standing by scientific objective, not supporting by a society or governments. So how to make the good integration between the SDG and the other human activities or social society? I think the problem is we need to make some good regulations from the governments, and they need to make some good rules and about we need to apply and support the SDG something.
Okay, so like our responsibility into environmental, like for the SDGs, right, sir? Okay, then. So maybe we can next into the next participant. Okay.
Okay, thank you for your time. I'm Muhammad Farid Nizuri,
and I'm from Industrial Chemical Engineering Institute of Technology, November student, batch 2022. Okay, so my question is, I have conducted the synthesis of hydroxyapatite derived from crop shell for dental implant application using the electrophoretic deposition or EDP. In my research, I faced challenge in ensuring uniform material distribution and optimal coating quality during the electrophoretic deposition of or with electrochemical synthesis for hydroxyapatite. In your opinion, what are the most critical parameters to control, such as voltage meter or deposition time or suspension composition, to achieve coating with high bioactivity and biocompatibility? Are there any supporting technique or modified to the electrophoretic deposition or electrochemical to synthesis hydroxyapatite that could enhance the efficiency of the process and the quality of the material? That's all.
Okay, thank you. Sorry, what's your name from?
Chemical Engineering IDS.
IPS, right? So actually in electrochemical synthesis, there are so many factors how to get the homogeneous material electrode. One of the, based on my experiences, right? So based my experience, how to get the homogeneous material through the electrochemical synthesis is, first, you need to make sure that the surface of the material that you want to coating is already clean. I mean that you need to clean the surface of the electrode before the electrode deposition process. And then after that, you need to what is mean? Stir the solutions, because when you stir the solutions, it will be like diffusion process. It will be different if you apply the synthesis without the stirrer and with stirrer process, because the diffusion layer also can be different. So if you stir the solutions, the diffusion mostly will be a static process. Then you will have the good homogeneous on the surface of the materials.
Okay, thank you for your answer. It's very insightful. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, sir. Then, okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, finally, we know we have reached the end of this presentation. So before we end up this seminar session, let me read some of the key points of this session from Mr. Ganjar. So, the research highlights the critical intersection of Sustainable Development Goals, or SDGs, and environmental preservation. So, in this session, we are focusing on the key strategies such as developing novel electrochemical techniques for removing environmental pollutants, demonstrating particles applications, in decolorization and trace level containment monitoring. And the next one is exploring cutting-edge technologies and molecular imprint membranes, or MIM, for precise chiral compound separation, which has significant implication for pharmaceutical and analytical industries. And the last one is emphasizing the importance of the green chemistry principles that minimize environmental impact, including reducing hazard, substance, using renewable research, and increasing energy efficiency. So, the research underscores the potential of electrochemical methods to address global challenges by creating scalable, sustainable solutions that contribute directly to achieving multiple SDGs. So for the future research, should continue to focus in innovative materials, interdisciplinary approach, and particles applications that bridge scientific intervention with environmental preservation. All right, then. We can, okay, 2 questions more. Okay, so for the participants that have some questions, please, you can raise your hand and ask your questions to Mr. Ganjar.
Okay. Thank you for the opportunity that I can ask more questions. Okay, hello sir. My name is Fadli from Department of Chemistry, Universitas Indonesia. Previously, you discussed catalysts and their use of electrochemistry and solar cells. I'm very interested in your materials that you bring in this seminar. I want to ask, from your point of view, can you explain how is this photocatalyst work on solar cell, and then it can be used on storing the energy when the weather is not suitable, such as cloudy or at night? And I think I wouldn't talk more about SDGs, but I think I want to ask more about the electrochemical on solar cell.
Sorry,
Thank you.
electrochemical on?
Solar cell.
Solar cells, okay. Okay, thank you. Thank you. So, actually my expertise in electroanalysis and sensing and sensor, but I have maybe a few experience in solar cells because my research in bachelor focus on solar cells, and also in last year we also have some project about the perovskite solar cell. So in solar cell, mostly the most important, there are so many factors, right? So because we can focus on cathode materials, or we can focus on the electrolyte. But in my study, my expertise, I only focus on the how to have the good material in redox reactions. So in solar cell, we need to consider about the stability of the materials. I mean that how to have a good material with stability, and also a good high conversion energy, because sometimes when we made the material, we need to consider about the band gap energy. Mostly the researcher focus modify the material to reduce the band gap energy, and so it can be used for not only for visible and not only for UV range area, but they also can be used in visible area, because in our sun they produce higher visible light compared to UV light. So we need to consider about how to have good material with a visible absorption area.
Okay, I think I'll get so much from your explanation. Thank you, sir. Thank you for the opportunity.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, the last one, Mr. We have still one slot for the participant who want to ask about this topic to Mr. Ganjar. Okay. Okay, so that's all of the question for the participant that have been answered by Mr. Ganjar. Okay, so sir, maybe about according the last questions, I want to ask that what are the main challenges in developing eco-friendly materials and technologies like the ones you study?
Okay, the main challenges. The main challenges is, as I mentioned in my presentation, in the synthesize process, because mostly they can produce good material, but they require huge of chemical substances, or they produce the hazardous waste from the chemical. So we need to focus how to have the alternative synthesis method. So our group developed by synthesis route. Actually, synthesis or green synthesis route can be achieved not only by using the natural green extract from the plant or from the bacteria, but also they can use the concept of the green chemistry by reduce of the energy or reduce the chemical substances or synthesize without the solvent process. Yeah, I already have read some of the papers. They prepare the material not using the solvent, just mixing powder A and powder B, then they mixing and they can be produce good material. So I need to learn about that.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. So, I will say thank you to Mr. Ganjar that has some materials to share about the green chemistry and for the insightful sessions. And I want to remind for the participant, I want to read once again about the conclusion about this session from Mr. Ganjar, that the research highlights the critical integration of Sustainable Development Goals, or SDGs, and environmental preservation. So on this session, we are focusing on key strategies such as developing novel electrochemical techniques for removing environmental pollutants, demonstrating practical application in dye decolorization and trace level contaminating monitoring. And then the next one is exploring cutting-edge technologies like molecularly imprint membranes, or MEM, for precise chiral compound separation, which has significant implication for pharmaceutical and analytical industries. And the last one is emphasizing the importance of green chemistry's principle that minimize environmental impact, including reducing hazardous substance, using renewable resource, and enhancing energy efficiency. The research underscores the potentials of electrochemical methods to address global challenge by creating scalable, sustainable solutions that contribute directly to achieving multiple sustainable development goals. Future research should continue to focus on innovative materials, interdisciplinary approach, and practical applications that bridge scientific innovation with environmental preservation. So I also thank you once again to Mr. Ganjar, also to all of my beloved audience for the enthusiasm in these sessions. And for the last one, as the moderator, I sincerely apologize for any mistakes that I have occurred during these discussions. So my intention has always been to in a fair and constructive dialogue. So I want to say thank you for Labma to having me, and give an applause for Mr. Ganjar. So I would like to back to the MC.
Okay, for Sir Ganjar and Miss Inas, please remain on the stage because there will be a certificate given to you.
Next, we will have a photo sessions and the awarding of the certificates to the speaker of the international seminar, which will be handed over by the Director of Laboratorium Mahasiswa, Rafli Herdiansyah. Next, we will have a photo sessions and give a certificate to the moderator of the international seminar, which will be handed over by the Director of Laboratorium Mahasiswa, Rafli Ferdiansyah.
Okay, let's give a big round of applause for the moderator and the speakers today. Next is the much awaited session. The awarding ceremony for the winners of the International Conference. Category Scientific Paper Competition.
The third place is awarded to
Okay, I'm so sorry, maybe we have to wait for a little time. Category Scientific Paper Competition.
The third place is awarded to Boxigen Team.
The second place is awarded to Coba Team.
The first champion of this competition is awarded to Isoh Turu Sangar.
And for the best presentation category is awarded to Boxigen Team. To all participants whose names are mentioned, please proceed to the stage.
We respectfully invite Ms. Latifatul Laili to present the awards to the winners.
So let's give a big round of applause for the winners.
Next, category business plan competition. The third place is awarded to Erdimi team.
The second place is awarded to Akasa team.
The first place and the champion of this competition is BFF team.
And for the best presentation category is awarded to Erdimi team. To our participants whose names are mentioned, please proceed to the stage.
We respectfully invite Ms. Latifatul Laili to present the award to the winners.
Okay, let's give a big round of applause for the winner. Okay, congratulations for the winners. As we come to the end of the Labma Scientific Fair 2024, I would like to extend my full gratitude to everyone who has contributed to making this event successful. To all the participants, speakers, and committee members, your dedication and enthusiasm have truly brought this event to life. Thank you for being part of LSF 2024, and we look forward to seeing you again in the next Labma Scientific Fair 2025. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.